Can you tell me what you do behind the scenes when this happens at Middlesex?
There's a lot of larking around, I think. You know, we haven't even tossed up or anything yet, so we try and keep ourselves loose and try and keep ourselves as warm as possible, because we could get the call to play at any stage. But generally, yeah, larking around, messing around, listening to music. And
I saw earlier your colleagues Neil Dexter and Joe Denley were having a sort of knock-up in the nets. Do the batsmen sort of and the bowlers, do you do different things when it happens on a rainy day?
Yeah, I mean, the batsmen will go and hit balls. They'll go and try and keep themselves ticking over. There seems to be a constant flow going in and out of the nets. But the bowlers just tend to try and stop themselves stiffening up, and try and stay as loose and ready as, so when you get the call you can get out, warm up quickly and hit your strap straight away.
How frustrating is it as a commentator when it's the players on and off all day like this?
Oh, it's hugely frustrating. We've already suffered a washout on the opening day of the Durham match, and this match could be heading the same way, to lose the first day. Hopefully not, but yeah, it's been a bad start to the season. Something that I think we feared for some time, with the starts getting earlier and earlier. Not just that, but more matches condensed down into these first couple of months. This has always been a danger, and I think this year we're paying the price.
Obviously, as a commentator, you've got to keep people entertained at all times.
Yeah, that's not easy. The feel throughout rain delays can be challenging, but they can be fun as well, because you get more time to explore subjects. You get more time for the interaction with the listeners through emails and tweets. When we do the online commentaries for BBC Local Radio, perhaps we don't stay on as long throughout the rain delays, but in the link-ups that we do with 5 Live Sports Extra now, we will keep going for as long as we can through the rain delays. In the Surrey match here recently, play was always tantalisingly close to getting back underway, so we were always reluctant to go off air, even though some of the times the delay turned out to be an hour and a half, 2 hours. We just kept going to get through to play going again, and there was plenty of us. Keep rotating the guys that were in the chair, the summarisers positions as well, and eventually you get through it, and hopefully the listeners have had a good time as well.
Can you just tell me what happens on a day like this when it's kind of drizzling on and off for the ground staff?
Oh, it's a very miserable day today. It's a shame for all the spectators who've turned up, because the conditions are just not suitable for play. There's very little we can do other than just mop up any water that's on the outfield and do exactly what the umpires say.
And logistically, I mean, how big's your team and what are you doing throughout a day like this?
Right, well, fortunately today we've had an addition of 2 guys who've come over from Australia to help us for the summer. So it's been a real struggle in this weather we've had so far in April and so far at the beginning of May. We've had to mop up an awful lot of water. We've been pretty much on the go from early morning to late at night. It's been a real struggle. So with a few extra hands, it's going to make our workload a little bit easier, but that workload will now step up with the arrival of the Test match just around the corner. So no peace for the wicked.
And I was just going to ask about that Test match. 2 weeks away, first Test against the West Indies here at Lord's. How does this affect preparing a wicket for that?
Right, well, the early preparation of wickets is often very difficult, because there's very little heat in the sun to actually dry the wicket, during the preparation. So we're very much dependent on the weather, and everything's crossed. And in fact, this forthcoming Sunday is when we'll actually make our preparatory cut and actually sort of get down to some of the height that we want to use for the Test match. Commence a little bit of rolling maybe, and see where we go from there.
Any idea how the wicket might play?
Too early to tell as yet, but hopefully it'll be up to our normal standard. Fingers crossed.